Hello and welcome to Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. One last episode, we began the final case of the game, Turnabout Ablaze, and today we will be continuing it. March 14th, 7:44 p.m., Theatrum Neutralis Lobby. Oh, great, it's you again. Count off. One. Chief, what did I call it? So all 99 members are most likely here when I count for, sir.
Hey, you. Yeah, you, the second number one from my right.
Sir! Yeah, sir!
Here, a birthday present for you.
Oh, what? Schaefer, I didn't know you knew all of our birthdays. What a kind heart you have. Schaefer, you are more of a man than we'll ever be, sir. I almost feel like he must have, like, gone to the clone factory or whatever, like, gone to a factory. It's like, alright, I need to make a bunch of people that are gonna adore everything I do. And just, like, send an order for 100 of them, just pull the lever, and, like, they all just came. You know in Inside Out, when at the very end of the movie, no spoilers if you haven't seen it, but somebody, a character pulls a lever on a machine to cause a bunch of duplicates of that same person to come out of the machine. That's what I feel like this guy did, just duplicated a bunch of people. It's like, oh, I worship your every command. It's like, oh, ha! Get toasted, Shilong Lang. That's what you get. That's what you get for cloning an army of people whose sole purpose in life is to satisfy you.
Langsy says a cub who disrespects others soon feels the disciplinary bite of an elder. That present isn't for you, it's for your younger brother's wife's younger brother. Tell him I said hi and happy birthday, won't you?
Yes, sir! Shifu, I can't believe you remember that much about each of us. He definitely doesn't. Shifu, I'm so moved that I can't stop crying! Oh, for God's sake, I hate this character so much. I should probably leave them to their alone time.
Alright, meeting's over. Everyone head for your posts. Dismissed!
Sir! Oh boy, okay.
Yo, were you guys there the whole time? I got a call from Sheena and she's already filed me in. It sounds like you're out to get in my way again.
I have absolutely no intention of interrupting your investigation. But if I happen to accidentally do it, would I really be that upset about it? I simply request that you grant me permission to investigate the Albastrian embassy.
And what if I say no?
Agent Lang, this man is my subordinate. As I have received permission from the ambassador, he is to be extended the same rights.
Sorry, sis, but it's not that simple. Albas has the strictest immigration regulations in the world. Or didn't you know? Even among my elite men, about only half of them were admitted into the country. Besides, any more cooks in the kitchen and we might spoil soup.
Good, we can kick you out. We don't need you. We don't need you anywhere. Also, you have 100 followers. Like 100 people who are designed to follow your every command.
How dare you make such assumptions?
Don't take this the wrong way, but I thought I was in charge of Albas, Miss Von Karma. Gah. Look, try to understand, okay? Things over in Albas are a bit of a mess right now.
What do you mean by a bit of a mess?
No one told you? This is what we call a decision based on the investigation, Mr. Prosecutor.
Look, Wolfie! Just let us in already!
Wolfie.
Oh. Is there a problem here, Agent Lang? Oh. Who are you?
Not really. Just having a discussion about whether or not to let these guys in.
Ambassador Alba, I ask that you please allow these people to join the investigation.
Yeah, having a debate because of my country. I'm terribly sorry for placing you good people in that kind of situation. It is all because I lack the strength to govern well.
Please, there's nothing of the sort, Ambassador.
You weakling, Kirkus. Curse your frailty and inability to effect change in your country.
Oh, what are you?
The thing is, investigations conducted in my country have been under Agent Lang, and it is my judgment that in order to minimize disruption in the investigation, I should leave everything up to Agent Lang.
There you see.
Oh, no way!
Oh, good God, it is like that Phineas and Ferb episode.
Ambassador Alba, I ask you to please reconsider letting them into Albast. What's that? My very own secretary has been murdered in the Balbalese embassy.
and he was apparently caught up in some very shady dealings completely unbeknownst to me. So I asked for your cooperation in our investigation. These aren't much, but I hope they can cover your travel expenses to Bubble someday.
Alright, I get it. Even if you beg and mess it around, but I still have to give the final okay anyway.
Alright, you hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? We're in!
Not so fast, my little crow girl. You're still a witness in the Babel murder, so I'd like you to please stay in the Republic of Babel.
District of Gumshoe, please take good care of Kay for me.
Yes, sir!
Sounds good to me.
Oh, does that mean we have to tag along? Does that mean we have to tag along with Lang for this episode? Ugh. Okay, good. They're leaving us alone. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth!
Yes?
So I wanted to ask for a while now, but that lady over there, is she who I think she is?
Ah, that's right. I didn't introduce the two of you yet.
Franziska von Karma, the prosecutorial prodigy. It's nice to see you again.
Oh, I knew it! You're the whip lady!
You may address me as Miss von Karma.
Miss von Karma, I leave the investigation of Albast in your hands!
Thanks. Rest assured, I will outsmart both the smuggling ring and the Yatagarasu.
The smuggling ring, Perhaps I should ask Franziska a bit more about them before I head into Albast. Ah, and I mustn't forget to thank Ambassador Palino for all that he has done for me.
Alright, well, we can knock that one out of the way first. I mean, they're staying right next to each other, so regardless, okay.
Ambassador Palino, I am in your debt.
No, it's nothing. Because it's about all I can do for you, I'm afraid. I only ask that you please bring Manny's killer to justice.
I will, Ambassador, on my honor.
Whoa, you're so sensational. You've really piqued my curiosity. I know they aren't much, but know that I'm giving them to you wholeheartedly.
You've offered this up 3 times now.
No, that's quite alright.
Oh, well, how about this then?
What the...
And what exactly is it?
It's fountain pen ink. Known as Beverly's ink. It's made exclusively in Babel.
So this Beverly's ink.
We make it from with crystal oil, which is mined through our mineral mines. Please accept this ink, one dip of your fountain pen in this, and you can write for hours in the organizer.
How fortunate for me, the ink in my pen just happened to have run out. I gladly accept your gracious gift.
Okay, what relevance is this gonna have to the case? See, that's the thing, at this point I'm so used to this that I know that there's not a single piece of evidence that is irrelevant. Everything has some significance to the final conclusion. So I'm just thinking like, okay, how is this possibly gonna be relevant later?
I guarantee you that writing with our ink is an unforgettable experience. And since we don't export it, if you run out, you're always welcome to come and visit our fair nation.
Talk about cornering with the customer along with the market.
Alright, and Franziska, what do you gotta say?
You've made so much progress in your investigation in such a short period of time. It's truly amazing.
Agent Hicks, whose help I had requested, was cut down before we completed this task. There is no room for further failure in my perfect investigation.
In spite of that, I believe you...
It was nothing. I simply made some deductions based on the smuggled item I was following.
You mean the bubbles of ink? But why are these restrictions on the export of Babbly's ink to begin with?
That's classified Interpol and...
Franziska, as your subordinate, I am part of your investigation now. Don't you think it would be beneficial as I was as well informed as you? Especially since you would request the same amount of information out of me if our roles were reversed?
Point taken. Very well, I'll fill you in. Recently, we discovered some very well-made counterfeit bills circulating in Zhangfei.
Counterfeit biz?
Yes, as you may have deduced. The counterfeits are being made with Babel's special Babbly's ink, and it's virtually impossible to distinguish bills made with Babbly's ink from real ones. Thus, it was only natural for Interpol to keep an eye on the Republic of Babel.
Babbly's ink data updated my core organizer, okay.
That's where this document comes into play, correct?
Correct. Mr. Kochin was smuggling large amounts of Babbly's ink. Furthermore, he was charged with running the embassy's printing equipment. That's all the evidence I need to know he was the head of the smuggling ring. However, there remains one tiny problem.
Let me guess, you still have yet to find the counterfeit bills or the smuggled ink?
Yes, and while we're listing things, I might as well add the counterfeit plates to the pile, since we haven't been able to locate any of these items in the Babbly's embassy. We're looking into the embassy next. It doesn't matter where they're hidden, mark my words, I will find them.
Okay, good to know.
Well, shall we get going?
Oh no. What happened? What did you break in the 2 minutes since the last time we talked?
What's wrong, Kay?
I didn't get permission to enter Albast, so we're going to go gather whatever we can over on the Babbly side, okay?
Oh wait, I'm counting on you two.
Right, and I'm counting on you and Miss Von Karma to slip out clothes in Albast. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, if you happen to come across my phony, you let me know, okay? If you tell me, I'll rush on over straight away no matter where you are.
I'll let you know when the time comes.
Alright then, March 18th. No, that's not what it is, March 14th.
Hmm?
Oh, what the, Buddy, I know it's hard to see out of costumes. How could you not have seen me coming before you rammed into me?
What do you think you're doing to my subordinate?
Apparently trying to Spartan charge me out of existence, and you just spun his head around. You're... Larry?! Angie, you don't think the heavens you're here! I'm in a really, really big pickle, your lordship! The raven did appear and poof, and it disappeared swoosh! And though I am the steel son of my sword, what? I'm so confused, I don't know what anything means anymore!
Who is this fruitcake?
I am Larry of the House of Butz, Mary Maid of Neo Tokyo, milady!
Now I remember, this person is one of your friends, isn't he, Miles?
Yes, frighteningly enough, he is. Hey, what's up with that answer? Your best bud's in a bind and you act like it's no big deal? What sort of bind are we talking about here? The suspect kind! I accidentally became I'm seriously, basically everybody from the original trilogy has, well, everyone of significance has made an appearance at this point. We saw Phoenix, Maya, and Pearl in the kidnap turnabout. Emma was a part of that investigation. We saw Old Bag, we saw Lotta Hart, Larry's here, Gumshoe, Von Karma, okay. I see, that is quite the bind.
Not that we're in the least bit surprised.
Yep, because when something smells, it's usually the Butz. Please tell me he's gonna say that. From the instant I saw this unlucky face. His name is Larry Butz. I've known him since grade school, and for as long as I've known him, he's been the world's largest source of trouble with a capital T. Please say the catchphrase. Hey, what kind of introduction is that? You're so mean, Edgy! If you're not careful, you might find your tiny number of friends going down by one. Oh, I'm sure it'll be such a huge loss. That was quite uncalled for. Besides, But hold on. Larry, it was you? You're the one who wrote my Steel Samurai autograph? He wrote a Steel Samurai autograph? Do we have an autograph from the Steel Samurai? We have an autograph from the Steel Samurai. Alright then. That's news to me. Oh, you didn't notice earlier? I even winked at you with my headpiece. How? We can't see that, you idiot.
What's going on? And why are you beat red?
Sorry, but could you not speak to me right now?
Oh, sorry, am I interrupting your comically yet melodramatic play?
I can't believe I'm saying this. Larry is less annoying. Because Larry's annoying in a lovable kind of way. This guy's just a prick. Like a straight up prick. An annoying prick that you just can't get rid of. So, buddy, we're having a moment here. Could you go away? Maybe never come back? Now, we'll work on the never coming back part. Aha, so this is the incident you made. I do like his theme, though. His theme is pretty awesome. But he himself, not so much.
Mr. Prosecutor, this childhood friend of yours is our prime suspect.
Oh, really? Because about 3 seconds ago it was Kay Faraday.
Of what, you ask? Of the murder of a man that snuck into this embassy masked to
mask? What? Buddy, we already blew the lid open on that case in Trials and Tribulations. We already established that Ron DeLite was the Master Mask, and Luke Admin was pretending to be the Master Mask to get off, or to make people think he wasn't the murderer. Master Mask? Oh. Only Leather could get himself into yet another mess as fine as this. But no matter, still this rather daunting stroke of misfortune I've struck. I have to prove that Larry Butz is innocent of all wrongdoing. Again. Schaefer, identify the victim.
Good work, I'll take that report now.
Agent Lang, would you mind if I took a peek at it as well?
What I tell you earlier, don't get in my way.
Don't get in my way!
There's only enough flesh here to feed one wolf, and that one is me. So no, you may not take a peek.
But Agent Lang. Tyrell Bad!
Agent Lang, will you allow an investigator such as myself to take a look? Yes, of course. You let the detective see the file.
You're Detective Bad.
You're the prosecutor, Mr. Edgeworth, right?
Fancy meeting you here, Detective.
You weren't expecting me. Ever since that day 7 years ago, I've chased after the Yatagarasu non-stop. I even pressured Interpol into keeping me in the loop in case a card was ever found.
One incredible dedication to the case.
Detective Bad knows the Yatagarasu's MO very well, and his passion for the chase hasn't died down in these 7 long years. It's something I can respect. But Detective Bad, I must ask, are you going to make an ally out of this prosecutor? My only goal is to arrest the Yatagarasu. If you can get to the bottom of this case, then I'm willing to share info with him.
I'm in your debt, Detective Bad.
Alright, let's have a little chat about the murder of Damask 2. Mask 2, Electric Boogaloo. Would you really like to fill me in on a few of the details?
When the Yatagarasu showed up, Agent Lang and I took ourselves off guard duty and put ourselves in charge of directing things at the crime scene, taking advantage of the chaos. Damask 2, he broke into this embassy. Probably to steal some treasure or another.
And I suppose he lost his life when he was forced to fight someone else in this room. I hope it's not Ron Delight in there. I really hope it's not Ron Delight. Why exactly was that man placed under arrest, detective?
That samurai.
He was born looking suspicious, but not for the reasons you suspect, I assure you. As you can plainly see, he is completely harmless.
Well, it's just a random guess. It's not like he's actually under arrest. Tonight, here at the Albastian Embassy, Ambassador Alba was to give a commemorative speech, and that's when the Yatagarasu showed. Just keep in mind, the Yatagarasu isn't who I'm talking about right now. Those seats, for the guests who had been called to sit in them, were empty.
A no-show? Who was it that failed to take their seat?
The Steel Samurai. Until the speech was to begin, each member of the entire Steel Samurai family was to wait in a separate room. However, for some weird reason, that man was spotted in a different location than his assigned room at that time.
And where was he?
He was on the roof, with one of his legs down a chimney.
And what is he, Santa Claus? Up on the housetop? What? Larry, you're not Santa Claus. You don't go. You took the chimney to get to your room? What? Larry, this is a new low even for you. No, Larry Butz, you really outdone yourself this time. What were you thinking? In any case, I believe it's high time for me to start my investigation. Well, the very first thing I want to see is the knife rack over here, because we established last time that the knives were switched around. There are some weapons on display on this wall. A crossbow, and under that, a set of knives bearing a flower motif. They must be the counterparts of the Babalese knives, which means that the blades inside these scabbards should match the blade that was used to kill Mr. Kojin. A bonus that inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Okay. I guess we can just start at the left and work our way to the right. Knives adorned with flowers are on display here. I suppose these are the counterparts of the Babalese knives. The blades of these knives should match the blade of the knives that killed Mr. Kojin. What? One of the knives is missing its blade. Let's see if the two pieces, the blade and the handle, fit each other.
It would appear that they fit together quite well, almost seamlessly.
Then this means that another Albastian knife did find its way into Babel. But how? Okay. And what else is there? There's a spear that's kind of bent out of shape. It's a Steel Samurai's primary weapon, the Samurai Spear. Isn't it awesome? I totally fell for this thing! It's like it's shiny, it's like my heart! It comes at you like whoosh! When you're all in, you just want to live like life, like BAM! You do well to watch what you say, Larry. Although it is just as Larry says, the spear is quite a symbol of valor. However, speaking of, aren't you supposed to use them by twisting the point straight into your opponent? I'm not entirely convinced the spear's up to the task. What's wrong, Reggie? You're staring off into the distance! Oh, I get it! Tell you what, I'll tell you the studio to make you one, okay? But this one's mine! Did I say you anything about wanting one? Maybe I can shut him up if I show him the piece of evidence that will point something odd about the spear. What? That it's bent? I mean, it's bent. Is this spot someone connected to any of the... Do I have something that shows the spear? Oh, this. This shows that the spear is not meant to be, you know, bent out of shape. Larry, about the spear. Oh, I'm feeling it, bam! I thought there was something strange about the spear. Tell me, Larry, is it just me or is the spear a bit bent? What? No way, it's exactly as it should be, yo! I have here the autograph you wrote for me earlier. You can see that the spear is clearly out of a different shape. Ah! What do you have to say for that? I'm sorry! When I held the spear in my hands, all of a sudden I felt it was super powerful, and then during practice I was spinning it around and around, and BAM! It hit the wall!
You unbelievable! This is an embassy!
But I've always been like that ever since I was a kid. One time on an overnight field trip I bought a fake sword and played with it late that night. I'm just a useless hot-blooded man! Let me clarify. Okay, so it was a field trip and I began to shadow fight with myself. Not that, I meant what you said earlier about spinning the spear and hitting the wall. Oh, that, it's no biggie, nothing got the hole or anything. That's not why I'm asking, Larry. The samurai spear is made of metal. I somehow doubt that a move as simple as spinning it around would cause it to bend. Manager, you're so naive! Well, what? Where'd that come from? Well, I keep calling it samurai spear, but it's not real. You can't really fight someone with it. Because it's hollow on the inside. You could hit it against practically anything and it would bend. Is that so? Doesn't mean you thought it was real. Oh, but don't take it the wrong way. Just like that part of your personality is cute.
I see. Your friendship truly is something special, Miles Edgeworth.
Oh, that's not friendship, it's utter humiliation. Okay, so it's not real, it's a fake. That's good to know. Okay, well the next thing I want to look at is probably the body itself. Please don't be wrong, the light. So this is the victim, the Mask 2.
What's with his gaudy outfit?
You don't know about Mask to Mask? A few months ago, this thief caused a lot of havoc in the populace. I thought they were for a while, but their MO targets were different. The Mask likes high-value trinkets and jewels, and being gaudy is his signature. Gumshoe was in charge of the investigation, so we'd know more about the Mask.
That's alright. All I'd probably hear are tales of his failure anyway.
You haven't changed a bit, I see.
In any case, let's get started here, shall we? The mirror still inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Okay, well, the first thing we're gonna look at would be... Can we see who it is? I thought the last had quit the business.
This guy is just a copycat using the name of a phony successor. He's not a petty thief.
Okay, so it's not Rondolite. Okay, good. It's not. This is okay. I was really worried it was gonna be Rondolite.
He's 29 and 1 on larceny charges. From his clothes and what he was carrying, we determined that this guy is the real Mask 2.
The cause of death seems it was struck with something very hard. In other words, he was bludgeoned to death. Okay, that's good to know. And what exactly is he holding in his hand? What is he holding? It looks like a piece of paper from a notepad. It would appear that directions on how to reach this room were written by hand. Okay. Interesting. There's something written on the back as well.
I'd like you to steal the primitive statue in this room. What is that supposed to mean?
It means that he was hired to do this. If I got to guess from the text, I would say that this actually requests from someone about what to steal. Yeah. Just who was the person that requested the theft of the primitive statue? Okay. Then the other thing we can examine would be the sword, which I would assume is what was used to kill him. So this is the murder weapon in this case.
There's blood on the blade. It's a rather sweeping sword, isn't it?
What did you expect? It's just my daddy said. Well, I mean, if it's an actual sword, then yeah. But if it's just one of the swords that's used in the show, like Larry's spear, then wouldn't it also be hollow on the inside and therefore not really capable of, you know, bludgeoning someone to death? I somehow don't think that would be the. I only call it his secondary because he used the sword in most of his battles. It's his trusty. Oh, so because I saw the statue earlier. The owner of this sword is the samurai, or in other words, Larry. I should probably ask him about it. Yeah, okay, well, wait, I'm pretty sure this isn't the actual murder weapon because if it's also a prop from the show, which I guess we can find out if it is a prop from Larry. If it's a prop from the show, then it would also be hollow, so it wouldn't be powerful enough to actually do any significant damage. Anyway, Larry, there are a few things I need to ask you about. Hey, how about that? I got a few things I gotta ask you, too. What is it? It's like both you and him. Out of the two, you always managed to have some cute or hot girl by your side. Oh, you and him as in you and Phoenix. And Frenzy, what about the promise you made to me?
Promise? What promise?
So was it about Francisca's whippity? Yup, Francisca's whippity whip trip. They actually referenced it. Yo!
I made no such promise.
Ever since grade school, we have a certain saying about Larry. When something smells, it's usually the Butz. They referenced it. One needs to look no further than this man to find the king of troublemakers. You don't say. As I recall, aren't you calling yourself Lois Denim now? That's Denim! Lois Denim! Get this straight out of your head, Reggie! Oh!
Now I remember. You're that rude, pale imitation of a real artist.
No, you got it all wrong. I gave him that whole art. Okay, well, yeah, you say pale imitation of an artist, but he did draw a pretty good picture of the original 6 members of the trilogy. Like the drawing at the end of Trials and Tribulations that showed off the original 6 core cast members of the original trilogy. That was a really, really good painting that he did. Besides, when Brangelina left me in my art pieces, that's when Mindy walked into my life. No, Mindy from the network. She's been so good to me that I want to help her in some way, and I figured I could do this Steel Samurai outfit.
Your name blathering makes less and less sense each time we meet.
I believe he's saying that he's picked up this part-time job as a Steel Samurai so that he may attempt to capture the heart of the actress who plays the Pink Princess. You gotta know you Not really, it's not so much as I understood, but a simple deduction based on your usual modus operandi, Larry. Okay, let's just keep going through the list. Larry, I'd like you to confess right now to everything you did tonight. Confess? Hey, don't tell me you suspect me too! Nonsense, I don't believe you have the mental acuity needed to plan and execute a murder. However, we're talking about you here, so I find it hard to believe that nothing happened. Past experience has taught me that you are always at the center of some insane event. Actually, how can you be so mean, stabbing with your words like that? Unfortunately, I just you cooperate and tell me what you knew. Okay, I get it. Just stop Prince from whipping me from behind. So I guess I can't even begin to imagine. However, I imagine you will tell me what exactly you did, Larry. No, you energy, it'll take more than that to loosen my lips. A lot more!
Confess now.
Okay, well, I was up on the roof. Yeah, you were up on the housetop. What exactly were you up there? Oh, you know the wintry custom and the legendary hero?
Legendary hero.
Oh my god, he actually... Please don't tell me he actually wanted to be Santa Claus for a day.
Santa
Claus. I wanted to do that thing he does, so I climbed up to one of the chimneys. When I got there, was smoke coming out of the Larry! You're... The threshold for stupidity with you gets higher and higher every single time. It's like... and... Well, I couldn't go down the chimney with smoke coming up, right, so I gave up. Larry, you do realize that Santa Claus does not exist, right? Of course I know. I did graduate from junior high, you know. You should also understand this. If Santa were real, he would be the biggest unlawful trespasser in history. Oh, crud! It is your attempt to imitate Santa that has landed you as the prime suspect in murder. Come on, man, what's so wrong with pretending to be Santa? How long you got, like, how much time do you have? Because there's a pretty long list. Let's start with the fact that it'll be the odds is of March in a matter of hours. Santa only visits homes on December 24th. That's in December, you nitwit. No! Hey, wait a second, we're not in court. That doesn't matter, it's still wrong what you've done. Larry, about the samurai sword that was used as the murder weapon. Oh, that! Well, I shook hands with the ambassador in this room, you know. Yes, apparently you did. And well, I totally forgot about it and left it behind when I left afterwards. You know, talking about shock, I was the most shocked of all when I heard it killed someone. I don't think it could have.
Foolish fool, looking especially foolish for foolishly stating such a foolish excuse. You forgot to take something that big with you? Who would believe such a tale?
I mean, it is Larry. Sorry, Miss Von Collin, but I believe him, because if anyone could forget something like that, it would be Larry. Archie, you believe me! I just knew I'd heard you be something special. Anyway, even if Larry had simply forgotten the sword and left it behind, that in no way clears his name, which means that I would have to prove his innocence from a different angle. Okay, well, is there anything else that we can examine around here? There's so many people in this section, just so crowded. Okay, is there anything interesting over here? The person shaking hands with the Steel Samurai in this picture is Ambassador Alba.
It was taken just before the murder.
The Steel Samurai must be very popular. They're even using the national treasure as backdrop.
I just don't understand. What exactly is so great about the top knot there?
Clearly there was a depth to this shoe that a young person like you can't fathom.
Speaking of young people, aren't young children this target audience of this show of costumed actors?
Alright then. And what else can we look at? I mean, we have the statue here. And the statue looks similar to the other one we saw. Was the exact same statue sitting in the Babali's office we examined.
It's the Primadou statue. It was national treasure of the Principality of Canopia. There was only one of these statues, meaning that one of the two is a replica. But both Albast and the Babel can't claim to have the real thing.
What an incredibly childish fight to have. Okay, that's gonna be relevant later. Definitely. I wouldn't listen to every suspicious looking cranny. Okay. What do we have to... Oh, the photo we just found! Right? Can I freaking... Yeah, it's facing the wrong way. It's facing the wrong way. Okay, let's deduce this. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Yes. Yes, it is, in fact. Look at this photo and tell me what you find out about the scene, Miss Von Karma.
The apparent joy on the ambassador's face as he shakes the top knot's hand.
That's not it. I was trying to point out the statue is the point of his photos facing a different way.
You're right. The statue is a
national treasure. As such, only an ambassador or secretariat level person is allowed to handle it. The fact that the statue is facing one way in this photo, and now is facing a different direction in this preserved crime scene, is proof that someone touched the statue around the time of the crime. Alright then. Well, that didn't lead anywhere. Okay, so what else do we miss? There's the fireplace itself. And then there's a window over here. The window's open. There's a bird nest in the tree for some reason. Wait. Better question. There's a tree inside the house. No wonder Larry thought it was Christmas. There's a tree inside the house. Two gorgeous flowers are in full bloom here. I'm sure flowers as lovely as these must have an equally as lovely name.
Miles Edgeworth, are you done staring? I don't really think passion flowers are all that rare.
Passion flowers? That's a rather unusual name.
It was named by priests in the 15th century for the Passion of Christ.
As they say, you learn something new every day. Well, that didn't give us anything particularly useful at the moment. I guess that about wraps up my investigation. That's...
Oh. Yo, Big Princess, how you feeling? Still feeling ill? Love the Steel Samurai theme.
And yet another strange character comes out of the woodwork. And so the Pink Princess also comes to pay the Albashan Embassy a visit. I believe I may need to speak with her as well.
Okay, what do you have to say?
Miss Pink Princess, I have a few questions I'd like to ask you. Miss Pink Princess.
Oh, please don't tell me. Oh my god, it's all back again!
Hey, this must be what they call fate.
How could this happen 2 days in a row?
Oh, what the argument's all back? Why are you so surprised?
So you're the one that got to play the Steel Samurai. It's too bad I didn't realize that until now.
You are acquaintances with Larry?
Why, yes, we worked at the same company for a little while, you know.
That's right, they worked at KW Security together.
That's why it's okay, my itchy poo. You don't need to be.
Oh, shut up!
I was in the next room, you know, trying to get in some beauty sleep. But it was so noisy here that I couldn't fall asleep, so I came over to complain. So I imagined my shock when I saw my precious itchy poo waiting here for me. I mean, who could have ever who could imagine that you would ever come to a show like this? I guess I misjudged you, itchy poo.
You misjudged him?
I thought he was trying to avoid me, you know.
Oh, trust me, I'm really trying, but it's just not working. That was no misjudgment on your part. That's precisely what I was trying to do.
But it looks like the winds have shifted and now he's willing to be chased out.
No! Wrong!
Don't you worry, Edgy Poo. I'll chase you forever.
Isn't that just peachy?
This is one of those rare times when Fusca and actually see us. Alright then, let's get this over with. Now then, what are you doing here? I thought you were working at Gatewall Land as the Pink Badger.
What are you talking about? That was ages.
That was f***ing yesterday! That was this. What? That was yesterday!
Look, I worked at Global Studios before, a long time ago, right? Well, they called me up this morning, but out of the blue, actually.
They called you?
Apparently the girl who plays from Pink Princess class with a bad cold. It happened so subtly, so they called me in to be your last-minute replacement.
Did not have enough people on staff at that studio.
I really couldn't say no, so here I am, playing the role of the heroine.
So she was basically that actually happened once previously. I was acting in a play, and I wasn't supposed to be on that night because basically the way it worked is like different actors were scheduled for different nights. I think I was scheduled for 4 shows, and there were, I don't know how many there were total, but one of the shows, well, obviously there's plenty of shows I wasn't signed up for, but one of the ones I wasn't signed up for, someone got cold feet at the last second and they didn't want to play the part, so I got called in. It's like, hey, look, I know this is really inconvenient, but can you please come in for the show? So yeah, that's understandable that she would have been called in. Okay, actually no, it's understandable that someone would have been called in as last minute replacement. That she would have been called in as last minute replacement, that's a bit of a different matter.
So that Mindy girl, I mean,
Mindy from the network.
But that poor girl, I feel bad for her.
Oh,
You know, we saved at the very last second, tripped over the multiple lines, see the right instead of the friction,
I lost the pace. Like I said, if I don't start at the very beginning of the rant, I completely lose. I lose the pace of it.
You're a rather lively old lady. So basically, you received the stand-in request this morning, correct?
You got it. If you need to see it, I got it right here. Look.
It appears she's telling the truth.
Okay, that's good to know.
I tell you, my fine acting moved the entire audience to tears.
Probably tears of like, oh my god, this is awful, get me out of here. Yes, tears of laughter was never called. That, also that.
But being famous has its problems too, you know. Take a look at this. It's a letter from a stalker.
Wendy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight. Your love, Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Why would you write, who would write that? So wait, no, I know exactly who would write that. It would be Larry. Oh, that's it. Oh, you know what? Sneaky. Very sneaky game. Very sneaky game. See what they did here? That looks like it says Wendy, right? But there's a little mark above the E. A very small hole in the letter E. And a W that kind of looks like it might also look like an M. And if you're descending on someone from the sky, you might also be going down a chimney like Santa Claus. She was called in as a last minute replacement, right? Methinks we've put 2 pieces of the puzzle together. But, regardless, like, that explains, Larry wrote it, definitely. Tried to send it to Mindy, but
obviously, she was replaced by Old Bag, so she thought it was addressed to her. But even still, who would write that? You don't write that. You don't write, "I will be descending on you from above tonight." What?
Honestly, you really have to watch out for these kinds of things. Look what it says. Wendy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight. Your lovely night. How absolutely revolting. I mean, you'd think you could get my name right. There's no accident in my name.
Wait, this horrible handwriting. Where have I seen this before? Oh, is it the same as the autograph? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Because look at this. Yep. Mm-hmm. What do I factor?
You must have evil stuck a bit for my sake, wouldn't you?
Well, if you allow me the liberty to handle this in my own way, I'll gladly dispatch a detective to your house later.
Oh, come on, Jipu. Stop being so dismissive and playing hard to get.
Oh, dear God. Okay. And last thing... What were you doing at the time of the crime?
What crime?
What?
After the show was over, I had nothing but free time on my hands. So I used the fireplace in the room next door to keep my bad hair from...
Okay, well, that explains the smoke. That explains the smoke that Larry saw.
Well, a murder occurred in the room right next to yours.
Is that right? Oh, Jipu, I'm so scared. I'll make you arrest me.
If you could please not cling onto my personage.
In any case, I take it then that you failed to show up at Ambassador Alba's speech.
Oh, no, I didn't go. I mean, I may have the heart of a young tender maiden, but my body just refuses to cooperate at times. As soon as the show ended, my hips started acting up and got stiff. I couldn't move at all.
Can you provide proof of your condition?
Oh, you just go ahead and ask the doctors at the infirmary. They're the ones who carried me from the theater all the way to this embassy.
I have to admit, the thought of her not being able to leave the room is rather pleasant.
Good work. You may leave now, officer.
This dog.
I requested the assistance of a dog in our search for Yatagarasu.
Is it the same dog that Gumshoe wanted to give us in Turnabout Ablaze?
Looks like you guys have some pretty bright dogs in this country, too. Hey, you're a real cutie, aren't you? Yeah, it's a good boy. That's a police dog Gumshoe's been taken care of. I think his name is Missile. Yup, it's the same dog.
What a fitting name for a police dog that dashed down in front of the tax.
That actually is alone isn't exactly what's going to solve the case for us, you know.
Now, Missile, I want you to find some clues. Go.
Aw, cute dog. Oh, it found something already.
Good dog, you really are quite bright, aren't you? Unlike a certain someone I know. Now, what do we have here? What is this? It looks like a small hot dog, but...
Wait, Francisca, isn't that an official samurai dog?
Ah, no, bad Missile. He ate it. I wonder if it's alright for him to eat that.
Just a meat substance sack featuring the system. I'm sure he'll be fine.
There's quite a bit of information you gathered there in a single quick glance.
We should really be focusing on why there was a samurai dog there in the first place.
Looks like the snack wasn't all Missile found.
Oh, what do we have here?
It appears to be a lady's undershirt. Wonder if Ambassador Alba might have an interest in cross-dressing.
I somehow doubt that. That doesn't even look like the shirt would fit him. A samurai dog and a lady's undershirt. What are these two items doing? I think I might have a guess as to who that belongs to. So let's go have a chat with her about it. Actually, no, before we do that, let's connect some logic. So, I wonder if the smoke from the chimney came from, the fact that Oldbag was warming her hip in the room next door with the fireplace. There was no trace of this room's fireplace being used.
And your point is?
Smoke was supposedly pouring out of the chimney connected to the fireplace, at least according to Larry. This is a contradiction of facts, is it not?
Are you sure he wasn't just disoriented or something up on that roof?
There was testimony from an investigator that puts Larry at this particular chimney. So no, I don't think it was a mistaken impression on Larry's part. On the other hand, the fireplace in the next room was being used at the time. Where do you suppose the smoke went from that fireplace?
Ah, I see. So what you're proposing is this. The smoke that came out of the chimney was actually from Miss Oldback's fire. So basically the fireplaces of neighboring rooms. Share one chimney, is that what you were implying?
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense. Precisely. Alright, well that's all we got for now. Okay. So, Oldbag. This undershirt wouldn't happen to belong to you now, would it? If you could please take a look at this brown-colored undershirt.
Oh, Reggie, what is the meaning of this? Why did you steal that thing from my bags? All you had to do was ask, and I would have gladly given you as many as you like.
Thanks, but no thanks. The shirt was found here at the crime scene.
What?
Come now, why don't you just confess and explain what it's doing here?
I know nothing. Nothing, I tell you.
What?
Okay, I admit that I used the virus to dry that shit, but I can't really help the fact that I had to, you know? Wearing that pink princess costume is like being in a sauna, and on top of that, I get fingered as a suspect. You're too cool, Edgy Poo.
Are you claiming that you never once set foot inside this room?
Of course I am. If I had been the one to find the body, you think I'd be as calm and relaxed as I am? I tell you, travel I was missing, the camera's missing, the lawyer I was making sure it's my fault. They're missing, and speaking of matters, I'm not hard to believe, but I got married, guess I'm stuck marrying you. Process that.
Nope, I can't do it. I used to be so good at keeping up with old bag's rants, and now I've lost my touch. It's been too many months since we've had an old bag rant. Well, I don't believe she is lying about her actions, so I can safely assume she really was drying her shirt by the fireplace on a break. And somehow the ownership managed to move him. Well, I mean, if the chimneys are connected, then that would make sense, wouldn't it? I assume the samurai dog was also yours?
That brilliant mind of yours, you really can see through everything about me.
And so the feelings of dread continues, but I suppose I should have some more details. Okay, well let's do just that. That samurai dog was yours, wasn't it?
Oh, of course I'm forever yours, my edgy widgy poo.
If you could just stick to what I asked you. Edgy, are you? And Miss Oldbag? No!
You really don't change, do you? When will you learn how to take a joke? Anyway, that samurai dog wasn't mine. Those things are a present from the studio to the embassy. A present?
The studio bigwigs basically told us to play delivery boys. We were supposed to hand the dogs up to the embassy people and tell them hi. I had to pile them all into a pushcart and just move them all. The studio guys should have delivered those things by themselves, right, Edgy? So, did you deliver the samurai dogs to the embassy staff as per your instructions? Hey, Edgy, don't just ignore me and my question. Aren't you gonna stick up for me? I think I've done about enough of that in my life.
About that. See, after the show, I went to rest a spell in the dressing room, because of my bad hip, you know. And they were, the samurai dogs just sitting on the dressing room floor.
I suppose you had to make preparations for distributing them after the show.
Well, by preparation, you mean sampling them as well.
Excuse me?
Oh, I tried one and thought they were actually quite good. Sorry, but I just had to find out. I know it was silly of me to think this, but figured that since they're for a kid's show, their taste is probably for kids too. But they were so good that I couldn't stop. So I went back to my room. I just had to have myself to half a dozen or so boxes. As I sat there with a roaring fire, warming them and eating them, I thought, this is... what is it now? Oh, I know. I bet you want a box too, don't you, my edgy poo? Well, who am I to say no to you? But I'll only give you one. The rest are all for me.
Oh, good God. Okay, well, let me just...
Looks like the lesson for today is that when the Steel Samurai and the Pink Princess take off their masks, they turn someone into a pair of annoying troublemakers.
Yes, they do. Okay, well, I think we figured out how the undershirt got into the room. The lady's undershirt that the missile found.
Ugh. Why are you getting all excited over holding on to a lady's undergarment? Miles Edgeworth, you uncouth sea slug. If you know the owner of said undershirt, then hurry up and return it to her already.
You have it all wrong. This is evidence. And the owner of this piece of evidence was in the room next door. And yet despite that, missile found in the fireplace of this room. This lady's undershirt.
Are you seriously claiming that it somehow passed through a solid brick wall?
Not quite. The fireplace of this room is connected to a chimney. The other fireplace of the other room is also connected to the same chimney, leading us to the possibility that two fireplaces are connected to each other.
Perhaps a closer look at the back of the fireplace is in order.
There was an X on the back wall of the fireplace. Let's see if I can't get a better look at it. Oh, it's straight up like the Last Crusade.
What in the...
The wall separating this room's fireplace from the next room's fireplace apparently turns. As I suspected, this fireplace does indeed connect this room to the neighboring room.
The neighboring room?
There appears to be nothing. The fact there was nothing special about the next room is what it's important. It's the fact that there was a secret passageway through this room's fireplace. That's gonna be relevant.
We now know that the fireplace connects to the two rooms, but how exactly is that significant? You aren't going to suddenly name the old lady's the Mask 2's killer now, are you?
No, she could not have been the one. Unfortunately, I believe that this fireplace has nothing to do whatsoever with the Mask 2's murderer. Investigation complete. Alright! It would appear that the answer has made itself known.
You're making quite a confident face there, Mr. Prosecutor. Bring it on, I'm ready to counter any argument you may have.
Very well then, if you are prepared, I'll show you exactly where my deductions have led me. Good, I'm counting on you, Edgy! Leave it to me, Larry. My first attack will be to expose your lie for what it really is. My lie? I think that there is still something you are keeping from the rest of us. Well, what's wrong with you? Why is it you won't believe me no matter what I say, Edgy? Curse you, I should just hurry up and die already if that's how it's gonna be. I'll confess to every murder in the whole world and kill myself. Larry! Calm the hell down. We just went from 0 to 60 in like 2.8 seconds. What? So let's slow down a little bit there, Larry.
You made some wonderful friends as a child, I see.
Larry, I only have one thing to say to you. Even if you make this face of me, it's no use. A man who is ready to die is strong-willed, you know. No! Larry! Buddy! Roll it back a little bit. You're going too far off the slope. But you're rolling down the hill, and I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to stop you. It just pull you back to reality. It doesn't matter what sort of harebrained trouble you've caused. I only ask that you do not lie to me. If you cause an innocent person to be judged unfairly because of some insipid lie, I would never forgive you. Gee! Although allow me to say that I consider you to be among the innocent in this case, and that I will draw the real kid out. You can trust me on this. Alright, this time I'll tell you the whole truth, okay? What happened, what didn't happen in the works? Just what happened will do. Now then, if you would please testify as to what you did up on the roof tonight. He definitely won't. He's definitely gonna lie, but we know what he was doing up there. At the show, I left the pushcart in the Rose Garden and came into the embassy. Then they took a picture of me shaking hands with the ambassador. After that, until my next appearance, I had some free time, so I wandered around. Until I spotted the chimney. A chimney like that is a rare thing, you know? So then I wanted to play Santa and decided to give it a try. Okay, and what exactly would you mean when you say you wanted to play Santa? Larry, I thought I just finished telling you not to lie anymore. But it's kinda ultra embarrassing. And what exactly is so ultra embarrassing that you can't tell me? Actually, man, I just said it was embarrassing, so of course I can't just blurt it out. So you're just gonna have to reason it out of me. Oh, don't worry, I will be more than happy to do that.
As your superior, I command you to hurry up and expose this man's lie.
I have every intention to. Alright, so what exactly would playing Santa entail? You suddenly wanted to play Santa? Oh, well, actually, I dressed up as Santa once before. That is true. I forgot about that. He did do that in Turnabout Ablaze. Still doesn't excuse it. That was down at Gore Lake. I appreciate if you wouldn't dredge up such unnecessary memories for me.
Sounds like you guys share a lot of history. A perk to being child infants.
Oh, shut up. This is, you're such a third wheel. It's like we're having a moment here and you're like, hey, can I join? And he's like, no, you cannot join. Go away. No one wants you here.
It's not a felony dress up.
Let me get to the part, okay?
Don't go mind killing people if it comes down a famous chimney after all.
Actually, is it worth delving? Yes, it's very much worth delving into. Actually, I believe in the case of this man, playing Santa is actually quite a big deal.
Are you saying your buddies exactly made a set of quality stuff?
Precisely, you hit the nail on the head, Agent Lang. Hey, Agent, it's so incredibly mean! Tell me something, Larry. Did you know that Santa's job was to deliver presents to people all around the world? Of course I know that. I did graduate from junior high, you know. In that case, it's your turn to tell me something. I want you to tell me to whom you were delivering a present to. I was delivering a present to a child, not basking in the glow of love. That must be the most elegant description of you I've ever heard. But a lie is still a lie. You shouldn't have to kick a guy when it's down, you know that? In any case, the person you wish to deliver a present unto most certainly... Where are you? I'm looking for Mindy. Where's Mindy? Let's just go one by one. We gotta look for Mindy. Not you, obviously. No. Nope. Nope. Still a bunch of nopes. Oh! Oh, okay, so... Okay, so Mindy's name wouldn't be there, but ex-security lady's name is there, which is who he thought was Mindy, okay.
Interesting taste you have there, Mr. Suspect.
Don't spread lies about me! I told you I didn't want to see myself so much I'm going to go down chimney. Correct. But, you didn't know it was Miss Oldbag. Oh!
I advise you to stop right there on your bashing of a lady.
Well, I must admit that I myself hardly ever have the want to run into that lady. However, what if you were misinformed and under the wrong impression? Then what?
Define wrong impression.
I simply mean that the man before you thought to enter the old lady's room without knowing one very important fact. And that fact is best summed up with, Do we have anything stating that she was supposed to be, like, she was a last second thing? Aha! Stand-in request! There was something the old lady received from the employer for the night. The girl who normally plays the Pink Princess. Mindy, was it again? It seems that this man is quite taken with that actress. But that's not true, Reggie! She's the one with the hots for me! I just know it! I can feel her sexy beam piercing my heart when she's watching me! Sexy beam until you never say that again, Larry.
You filthy, despicable, inconsiderate, fickle, idiotic, cowardly apparition of a man! You haven't matured at all since we last met.
Did you honestly expect him to?
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor.
Yes?
This guy's got bigger problems than just getting involved in murders, I take it.
I suppose you could put it that way. Hey, what the heck, man? I don't get you guys at all! Like, why do you all have to make me out to be some sort of bad guy? To return to the original topic, I propose that at least this much has been made clear. Without any... Larry tried to make his way into the Pink Princess's room. That much we know for sure. Hey, Angie! Looks like I got the hang of this court thing now! But we're not in court at the moment. Shut up! I see what's going on and it looks like you... just what you do in court.
I guess old boy here still has something he'd like to say. Thanks, he says, until the root of the tongue dries, one never knows the whole truth. You shouldn't form conclusions until everything is out in the open, which is why I'll listen.
Alright, then you're ready to listen to me defeat Edgy in a battle. Oh, that's a funny joke right there. That's a real funny joke. Have you forgotten that should I lose, your victory prize will be your arrest? God, I love Edgeworth so much. I love how Larry's idiocy is so out there. It's just like brings out the absolute most, like it brings out the most amount of sarcasm in Edgeworth ever. He goes, yes. That is all I wanted to do. That is all you wanted to do. I have literal proof. I have literal proof in the form of a letter that's exactly what you wanted to do. Well, I just was standing climbing chimney, but the smoke was really thick. It was a case of mistaken identity. That mistake made me late for the speech. Then top it off, I became something in the murder. That's what you really meant. But why would I ever put myself through so much humiliation on purpose? Because you wanted to see her. Hey, someone say something! Larry, are you seriously trying to submit this not as a confession, but as testimony? So what if I am? Is there something wrong with that? When claiming a claim, claiming my claim, do you have a problem with that?
So it was you. You're my stalker. But I should warn you, it doesn't matter what kind of flattery you throw at me. As long as it's supposed to, I can't just drop in and be unfaithful. No, I can't, although Eli was sent by a tiny window, but love vassing. Take a pleasure to my love edgy proof for the rest of my just yanked my head. Oh, wow, I just yanked the, oh, wow, that wasn't part of the plan. I just, like, yanked the headphones right out of the iPad. Okay, hopefully that doesn't mess with the audio recording. I really hope that doesn't mess with the audio. It won't affect my microphone. I mean, you'll hear the iPad volume in the microphone, but I hope it doesn't, like, mess with the actual recording of the iPad screen itself. That would be bad. That'd be real bad.
You're such an inconsiderate, cowardly, idiotic, and all-around completely worthless man.
I thought I heard something ominous just now, but perhaps it was just my imagination. I believe there was nothing for me to prove at this point. What do you mean? Of course you still got something to prove. Something show me proof that you wrote her a letter! You wrote her a letter! What do you mean? You wrote her a letter! Very well, if you wish to see the evidence, then let me show you the last piece of evidence you'll ever wish to see. You wrote her a goddamn letter! What do you mean? This is so silly! Look at this! It's you! Writing a letter! Look at that! Larry, don't even think about denying you have knowledge of this letter. Hey, why are you showing the thing to me?
Wendy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight, your loving knight. Well, isn't that just romantic?
But you weren't able to descend on her from above, were you, Mr. Loving Knight? Ah! I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember a thing. You can pretend to be ignorant all you like, but it's written right here. This letter proves that you were not out to meet this old lady, but rather that you are attempting to pay Miss Mindy a visit. What part of this letter? Oh, if it's asking what part of it proves that it's going to be the name right here. Never suggest you take penmanship lessons. That is, if you ever wish to experience that level of embarrassment ever again. Well, what the heck? What are you talking about? Speak English! You wrote Mindy so sloppily that they became Wendy to the average eye. Hey, stop picking on me! It's so embarrassing!
There, isn't that what childhood friends are for? They're the best, aren't they? For punching. But that'll have to wait until we're at this crime scene.
Hey, Angie, save me for the scary man! Sure, if you're willing to make amends, starting with your incredibly embarrassing mistake. That wasn't me! Come again. It's a fake! Someone's out to get me to me the fake. Oh, for God's sake, Larry. Set me up!
Accept your defeat graciously.
But you guys are being so mean! We're just pointing out facts here, buddy. Penmanship analysis. What's that? No matter who, all people have certain unique features to their handwriting. Ergo, all we have to do is compare the handwriting in this letter to a sample of yours. And we'll know soon enough who was to send the letter, and we already have that in the form of your autograph. Alright, I'll never write nothing in my life. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. We already have proof. We already have your handwriting, dumbass. Tisk, tisk, tisk. It's no use, Mr. Loving Light. But you've already graciously provided me with a sample of your handwriting. Thank you very much for that, by the way. This autograph and our mysterious letter. If we compare the handwriting, we'll know the answer to our question soon enough. Confess now, Larry, to your miserable failure. I'm sorry! I did it! It was me causing trouble again, and I admit it! You hit me the nail right in the head, Edgy! So he finally confesses. I still think Brent is being carried around in the stretcher and got worried, alright? I wanted to go into Minnie's room, but the doctors wouldn't let me in. So what choice did I have? Was the chimney or bust, Edgy?
Your mind jumped from the door to the chimney? What a criminally overactive imagination.
Well, it was honest to wrote Minnie a letter and stuck it under the door. Yeah, you could have been a little bit less, creepy about it. No way, did you want to be so shocked? Oh yeah, I'm sure she wasn't shocked at all. Right, sorry, I guess she wouldn't have been shocked at all, I guess I should say, because she wasn't actually here. Except for the fact that the letter was an utter failure of conveying said sentiment. I'm really, really sorry. Levi, you may be a shameful, good-for-nothing blight on the face of humanity. However, I always knew you weren't the killer. I told you to trust me, because at the very least, I can attest to that about you. AJ, you're... Ah!
We've lost a lot of valuable time because of you.
Ow!
In any case, I believe we can say that we now know exactly what happened. Mr. Larry Butz sought to climb down the chimney, not for access to the crime scene, but to enter the room of the elderly lady next door.
Great job, Mr. Prosecutor, although I still find it a bit unbelievable the two of you are friends. But the suspicion on that guy over there isn't completely resolved. It's not getting any footage about running off, okay?
What? Hey, what? AJ, what does this Wolfman mean when he says I'm not the hook yet? He means the murder weapon. Never did you forget? There were 2 layers of suspicion hanging over your head.
That's exactly what I mean. We can't only rely on the words of the suspect after all. We may have figured out where he was and what he was doing that night. But the blood-stained samurai sword...
Do you mean the blood-stained samurai sword that was hollow because it's a prop? It's a prop! It's a prop! It's hollow! It can be bent! It's not gonna bludgeon someone to death! Please testify about this. Please testify about this the most idiotic thing you'll ever testify about. Okay, let's see, Zero's about to take a bite out of me. I'm well aware, and you should be as well, as when this upcoming battle will be crucial.
Thanks to the cooperation of our lovely bundler, I've been dealt a very nice hand and a sweet trump card. I say we're about to enter the final bout. Now, Mr. Prosecutor, let's see what you got.
I can easily point out the contradiction in the supposed murder weapon, but the real problem for me is figuring out what the real murder weapon is. This will be a high-stakes gamble, but this is one game I can't afford to lose. Okay. Why Larry?
I was when I found the body of the victim to mask the second. Beside him was the samurai sword glittering red enough. I'm gonna have to ask him more about that. It's supposed to be in the samurai. Did he actually found the murder? It doesn't really matter what else you say because the whole thing is predicated on the fact that that's the murder weapon, and it's just f***ing wrong. Is it a bit far-fetched to accuse someone simply on the basis of ownership? But this owner wanted to sneak onto the crime scene. I think that's plenty to go on, don't you?
If you're alluding to his reason for being by the chimney, we've already established that.
Hold on to there, Mr. Prosecutor. You were longtime friends, right? You was to say you didn't fabricate the evidence to give an alibi.
You're accusing me of fabricating evidence?
You think I believe anything you produce? Forging evidence is all you prosecutors do.
This man has some serious issues with prosecutors. Oh, come on, I can't think of something as complicated as that, right, Edgy? Larry, I can agree because I know you and your personality well. However, Agent Lang knows nothing about you, or me for that matter. I sense his hatred for my entire profession emanating from his entire being, meaning that the only way I can prove Larry's innocence is to present irrefutable evidence. Well, that's not gonna be that hard. I just need him to say that I need to get him to say that the samurai sword was the murder weapon. Excuse me, but glittering red and offering of the scent of blood.
Do I have to spell it out for you? I mean the sight and smell of blood, of course. And according to the test, the blood on the sword belongs to the victim. So it's made to only be used in the stage is not sharp. But it's pretty weighty, and it's certainly heavy enough to beat someone to death with. What seems me to suspect the sword was being... Okay, please add that to your testimony. Sever, cord and blood. Oh, nope. There, my friend, is the hole. The massive hole in your theory, because where's that spear? Here it is. The props are hollow. You know what that is, Agent Lang? It's a long spear, right? We used to use those a lot in my country a long time ago. Piercing, mowing people down. Spears are the weapon of heroes throughout history.
It's the next most effective weapon after the whip.
I think the whip is in a slightly different category.
So what's your point? Are you going to tell me that the spear is the real weapon?
No, I simply want you to take a look at this section here.
The way it's bent.
Precisely. Apparently a certain troublemaker hit it against the wall in the embassy earlier. As you can clearly see, the insides of the steel samurai's weapons are hollow. In other words, the replicas aren't strong enough to deliver a damaging blow. Let alone the multiple strikes necessary to bludgeon someone to death. And yet there is not even a dent in the samurai sword. How do you explain that? Oh yeah, the sword and the spear are made of the same stuff, so they bend easily. But I wish they'd make them out of better stuff because the spear got bent. I wasn't able to do my special early summer rain jab move. Man, I got such an earful from the director of the play for not doing it in the show. The steel samurai special move was changed tonight because of him? Of course it was. Ouch!
That's more than enough of your whiny whimpering. Now, back on the topic of the spear.
Just let's return to the real topic of discussion. This is where the real gamble begins. I don't have a real strategy per se, so all I can
Use guesswork and taking risks in place of real logic is hardly the Von Karma way. It's neither smart nor very clever.
Miss Von Karma, as you know, unlike your father, I am not a genius prosecutor. You're pretty damn close, Edgeworth. But plus, I doubt his record of a 40-year win streak would ever be broken. Perhaps it is for the best if it remains unbroken, for no one should have conceived of the notion to convict all defendants in the first place, you don't say.
What a foolishly foolish statement from a foolish fool who hates to lose. It's the job of a prosecutor to make sure that all defendants are found guilty in court. There is nothing more important in this world than a perfect victory.
Von Karma. That may be your opinion, Edgeworth. However, I don't believe that's all we are. As a prosecutor, what I pursue is not the perfect victory, but the perfect truth. Yep, there you go. And if that means that the bridge I must cross will crumble beneath my feet, then let it crumble as I walk on towards the truth.
You're good at keeping me entertained, Mr. Prosecutor, but you know humans are delicate creatures. The slightest bump and we expire. I'd like you to consider, if you will, the possibility that the sword was used in such a way that the attack would kill Damas II without bending it. So what do you think of my hypothetical scenario? I think you know what to do here, right? And what you need?
Of course. What it is evidence even Agent 9 can't refute. This is it. It's time to bring this to a close. Why Larry Part 2?
It's possible to use a samurai sword to kill someone, and in these circumstances it's the only logical conclusion. We searched the embassy, talked about and the victims.
Well, you couldn't. Well, you couldn't have searched everything, because isn't there a thing with the statue that you're just actually not allowed to touch it? Both countries claim to own real and that treasure signs was moving. I thought there was a thing where like they weren't allowed to touch this. Isn't that a thing? I could have sworn that was a thing. How long do you intend to cling on to that preposterous theory?
As long as I want, because we examined every corner.
That's not possible. I could have sworn someone said something earlier about physically not being allowed to touch the statue. You left it in stone unturned, is that a fact?
If you got something to say it in the only way I respect, Mr. Prosecutor.
Yes, of course. In that case, allow me to make it all crystal clear for you. I'm pretty sure somebody said something earlier about how the statue, like, you're not allowed to touch it. Let's try to get him to say, like, to elaborate on it. The only place where you could find blood was on the samurai sword.
That's right, even with luminol, which means there were no other possibilities aside what I've already outlined.
Do I have a problem? Yes, we have a problem. If you believe there was no other door possibility left to open, then allow me to force one open for you.
How do you plan to do that?
By shooting what may possibly be the real murder weapon. And that actually makes sense, because it was rotated, right? It was turned. So, maybe.
The real murder weapon, I hate to repeat myself. I'm a man, I've already searched.
No, you couldn't have. You physically couldn't have. Of course. Because it's not possible that your men expected everything in the investigation.
What are you talking about? I don't appreciate mind games. I don't appreciate it when people like you slander my men.
I'm not slandering them, I assure you. I'm merely pointing out that their investigative dragnet has a few holes in it. Namely that there is something even your men couldn't lay a finger on, and that item is the real murder weapon.
Alright then. The real weapon that killed Damas II, what exactly is it?
Methinks it would be not that one. It would be this one. The National Treasure of Alabast.
You mean the primitive statue?
Yes, and as you know, only the ambassador and his secretaries may touch it. I knew someone said something like that, which I believe means that neither you nor your men were able to examine it, correct?
You know very well that if we did that, there'd be an international incident between the Kingdom of Alabast and the Republic of Babel. The two countries' precarious relationship teeters in the balance over a stupid fight related to a sovereignty statue. But I'll be damned if I let something go unexamined.
Agent Lang, if you could take a look at this. The direction the statue is facing just before and after the crime are different. And there is only one conclusion I can draw from that.
Go and look for Ambassador Alba and get him to give us the okay to examine the statue.
Shaver, you can't listen to the infidel's words. He's supposed to definitely trying to trick you. Shaver, please let's be rational about this.
Like Z says, just go already.
Yes, sir. Shaver.
Yeah?
I'm really sorry, but I was unable to convince the ambassador. I was unable to obtain permission to examine the primitive statue.
I see.
Wait, but then the investigation is at a standstill. Agent Lang, I will go and speak with the ambassador personally.
By which she means I'm going to use my whip.
Save your breath. He may act all weak and frail, but that old man's one tough cookie. But I guess you gotta be tough when you're representing a whole country, you know?
Agent Lang.
What do you want? Just hurry up and examine the statue already.
Or Shiva, whatever caused an international incident?
Quiet. I'll take the fall if I have to later.
Agent Lang, the hypothesis is mine, so if someone is to take the responsibility, let it be me.
Responsibility? If we're going to talk in such heavy terms, maybe I should let you. It'd be a real problem for my men if something were to happen to me. Alright then, let's talk about investigating.
If we want to know the truth, we can't stop here. Action must be taken. Agent Lang, I'd like to run a chemiluminescence test on the statue.
Luminal test? Good thinking. If the statue is the murder weapon, then some of the victim's blood should be on it. Okay, let's get the forensics team in here.
Emma Sky? Emma Scott? No, that's disappointing.
Looks like you hit the jackpot, Mr. Prosecutor. I guess that means this is the real weapon that killed the master II.
Indeed, but I wouldn't
tell me just yet if I were you. This doesn't let your friend off the hook. It doesn't prove that he didn't kill the master II, so the charge remains.
We are hardly done examining the statue, Agent Lang. Knowing that it is the real murder weapon, I believe further examination is required.
You think so? Okay then, knock yourself out.
Okay, well, is there anything... What are we looking for here? Oh, wait a minute.
And what do we have here? What a definitive bit of evidence like you doing under here. Looks like we've got some fingerprints to analyze.
Oh, worst case scenario, these prints belong to Larry, but it looks like it's too late for me to do anything about that now.
Hey, forensics guy, I want the results of these fingerprints ASAP, you hear me?
Agent Lang, I have the right analysis results, sir.
Good, and?
Sorry about the prints we left from the bottom of the statue. Well, you know the victim of the murder in the Barbalese embassy? These ones belong to him, to Mr. Randy Cochin, sir.
But that's... What's going on around here?
No, that's impossible. But by the very fact that Mr. Cochin's fingerprints are on this one, leads me to the only one conclusion. The statue is actually Babel's pre-Medu statue.
Impossible. It can't be.
Larry never once stood foot on the Babelese soul, so he was free to go. However, this new piece of information only served to confuse us even further. The ringleader of a smuggling operation was killed with an Albastian knife in Babel. And the Master II was killed with an Albastian sword with Babel's national treasure. And the mystery of the Greek Valagarasu who visited both countries. The priests were there, but I get to see the big picture they would have formed.
Oh my god, this is gonna break my brain, I can already tell. Music? This case is gonna be so freaking complicated. Okay. That'll be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned next time to catch you all tomorrow for some more Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. Goodbye.